So, I don't think I've done a video on marriage. So, marriage is a very important thing. Warren Buffett, billionaire, entrepreneur, said that one of the most important decisions he ever made was choosing the person to marry. Now, some people get lucky and they just get it right initially. Others, however, are not so lucky. In fact, many people are very unlucky and they just don't really think it through technically, and that's why the divorce rate is very high. And let's just talk about what is important to look for in marriage, because I feel like some people don't get it wrong. Now, I'm not expert, but I've read up on quite a bit of this, and I've read some stories, heard some stories, and it is a very fascinating thing, and these are things people do not keep in mind. So, the first thing that I think just pops to my mind is this person faithful? Can you trust this person 100% that he or she will not cheat on you? I don't know how many stories I've read, and who knows what percentage this is, but so forth. But you'll be seeing these stories all over the internet. These stories about how this man got cheated on, and some of them are just gut-wrenching. These people are just oftentimes, I'll give you the most recent one I read. This man had everything together. He was a businessman and everything was going great, and he met this girl and they dated for a year, then they got married, and he thought this girl was everything, ambitious, smart, everything, attractive. And then all of a sudden she does this 180 and she says, I don't want a high stress job, I just want a no stress, low paying job. And he's like, okay, I'll do that for you. You know, I'm making enough money with my business that you can do what you want with your money. So she moved to a administrative assistant job, and long story short, he finds out that this woman has been cheating on him with his boss, with her boss. And so from there, it's just like, whoa, what's going on? Because basically this man had let her do everything she wanted. He bought this girl a car, he paid her way through school, and apparently he allowed her to use her money from her job how she pleased. So he's oftentimes spent for anything she wanted, clothing, groceries, everything, because he had everything else covered. So again, I guess you can kind of see a little bit of this need, this sort of, I'll give you everything you want, or I'll give you everything you need, which is just not the best type of vibe you should give off. You know, it's towards that stereotypical nice guy vibe. But in fact, this guy wasn't a pushover. Apparently he had a prenup, and he had said it so that if they ever got divorced, she wouldn't get much out of it. But long story short, he got cheated on, and this wasn't the first time. And apparently he had been cheated on before by this girl about a few months into their dating relationship. And so that begs the question, how can you trust these girls? So again, there's probably many resources online, and so I suggest you take a look at that to figure it out. I've done a few videos giving my amateur explanation of it, and I would love if you can include in the comments any explanations yourself, so that we can all grow as a community to figure this out. But I think one thing to keep in mind is just her lifestyle, how she is. Has she cheated in the past? And I think one important thing is, it's kind of a gut feeling, but to, you know, because you want to, I know you guys want to know, so if I had to break down this gut feeling into actual things, one is potentially how she is emotionally as a person. So how influenced is she by emotion? That's a huge one. Is she a creature of emotion? And many girls are, but I do think there's a varying degree, and how far they let that control them to how much they are creatures of self-restraint and actual judgment. It's something you can hopefully get an objective perspective on. Again, if you're one of those people who's wrapped up in it, you may have a biased opinion on it. She could be a complete loose cannon and you're thinking she's logically set. So try and get an objective opinion on that. And there's other things. It's just a gut feeling, how they live their life, how they interact with other people, how they talk, what sort of person they are, how do they dress, what do they do in their free time, on and on. And again, there's certain situations, like apparently this was one of them, where maybe she wasn't that way, but now she started being that way. In this story I told you, apparently during the marriage, she all of a sudden started doing stuff she never did before, such as going out for drinks a lot, when before she didn't. And so she a lot of time would go out for drinks with her friends, her female friends. What's up, guys? So I'm gonna be doing a reaction, first reaction video to Suicide Squad. It's a film coming out. I'm actually pretty excited about this. It's about, how do I explain this to you non-geek people?